6 massed bands provide martial music for one of the most spectacular military parades ever held in Cape Town. Taking the salute are Brigadier Berraine and the Mayor, Mr. Nyman. Every branch of South Africa's fighting services is represented, and detachments of the Royal Navy, Royal Marines and Wrens also take part. The ceremony is of special importance, for it marks the fact that Liberty Cavalcade has come to Cape Town. This great pageant in aid of war funds is attended by the Prime Minister, Field Marshal Smuts, who arrives to open it officially. Field Marshal Smuts inspects a guard of honor provided by the Youth Training Brigade. In his address to the many thousands of people present at the cavalcade, the Prime Minister makes a stirring appeal to South Africa for more men to join the army. There can be no faltering now, he said. Big events are at hand, and big events demand great courage and stout hearts. Earlier in the day, Field Marshal Smuts made an informal tour of the exhibits. At the Anzac Pavilion, he is presented with 2 toy koala bears and a doll as mementos of the occasion. Queens of the Cavalcade. They and their thousands of helpers raised over £45,000, which will all go to help war funds. All crowd records for Cape Town were shattered at the opening day of Liberty Cavalcade, when more than 56,000 people attended. £15,000 was taken on the first day, a fine start in the drive to raise £100,000 in a week. In the arena, a gymnastic and physical training display is staged. Those taking part are members of the South African Military College and the Physical Training Battalion. One of the most popular exhibits is that of the South African railways. There's nothing like a miniature train for entertainment. But just like the big trains, you have to book well in advance if you want to get a seat. The various types of aircraft used by the South African Air Force are on display. These include some of the latest models, and the public is able to inspect closely the kind of machines in which the Springboks are waging the battles of the air. A special thrill for the youngsters is provided by the naval guns. It's not often they get the chance of a close-up view like this, and they're making the most of the opportunity. A cavalcade of guns through the centuries shows how they've grown. A 1650 model used in the time of Jan van Riebeck. The method of aiming was largely done by guesswork, but the noise was always able to alarm the enemy. Here's an improved model, and the vintage is the year 1700. We skip a couple of centuries and see a 12-pounder of the Royal Horse Artillery used in 1900. This 15-pounder was used by the Staats Artillery of the Transvaal Republic. It's very similar to the French 17mm gun. But if you call it progress, we're progressing. The gun used by the South African artillery in 1918 was a formidable weapon, an 18-pounder capable of doing plenty of damage. Mechanization became the thing when the present war started, and these guns, in addition to their increased power, are also highly mobile. And here is the pinnacle of advancement, a really modern gun which is being used in battle today. These modern guns have an extremely long range, great shell power, and a high rate of fire. This is Liberty Cavalcade's pageant to show the evolution of the big gun. From this midget it has grown into a devastating weapon of war. It is weapons like these that are waiting for young men to man them.